Alright guys, this is Dave with another episode of the Wolves career on Football Manager 2015. We stopped a bit earlier than I first proposed on the last episode. That's because we've got a big game coming up, but first, as you can see, we're in January, so we're going to go through all the transfers that we've done. The first kind of hiccup I did make, Luka Jovic, who we signed at the start of this season. I thought he was coming in on New Year's Day this year, but it's not until next year. There is obviously the disadvantages to it because I did want him to sign this season, get him some game time and try and get him ready for the Premier League. But I suppose he probably wouldn't get in the squad ahead of Dicko and Afobe. So as long as he's still playing for Red Bull, no, not Red Bull, Red Star, he's scoring quite a few goals. So he's only going to improve there anyway. Other transfers we've made three more there. As you can see, Ivan Toney came in, and we signed Bekir Bjarnason, who's a central midfielder. Signed another guy on a free, Fredrik Ulverstad, who's a midfielder, and Sergei Kornilenko, who's a striker. A few guys have gone out on loan, such as Jacobs. But I will show you their stats after we go through the fixtures anyway, just so I don't spoil any of their stats because they have played a few games. So we'll jump into the schedule and see what's been going on. And as you can see here, we've got a big game against Man City in the FA Cup coming up now. So that's because, we'll go on to it quickly in a minute, but we drew to Brighton soon after the Everton game, a 0-0 draw, a boring game, and didn't really offer much going forward, but you know, at least it wasn't a loss. We then went on to beat second place at the time, Watford, 3-1 away from home. Ezekiel scoring, Afobe and Danny Bart scoring from that all-elusive corner tactic, and Troy Deeney grabbing one for Watford 2. We then drew to Brentford at home. The thing was, there was only one day gap in between those two games. Watford, we started a really strong team. Brentford, I had to start a weaker team. We didn't lose, which was a positive. You know, we started the likes of Jordan Graham and stuff like that, and quite a few unfit players. So I was happy to get a point there, especially as we went down 1-0 so early. We then obviously beat QPR 3-0. We played so well, got off to a great start. Jordan Ibe had a fantastic game. We were 3-0 up at half time, and that was it really. We could just control the game from there. QPR didn't really offer anything, and it was a really strong victory. Obviously, we got drew against Man City, which is a game we'll do in a minute. Then beat Blackburn 2-0. Doyle, who had to start, Afobe and Dicko are both injured. Dicko as well. I don't think he will be able to go to the African Cup of Nations, but he was in the squad to go there. But he's still injured till next month. Afobe's still injured for another few weeks. So we've got Doyle and the new signing as well, who comes in the next game. But Doyle and Ibe scored. Ibe scoring again. A good month for him so far. And then we played Blackpool, where I thought things may not have gone our way, but Danny Bart scoring again from that corner tactic. Sergei Kornilenko scoring on his debut quite late on, and Doyle wrapping it up with a 93rd minute penalty. Ezekiel actually did miss a penalty. Not too sure what minute it was in. It was just after the Bart goal, I think. But, you know, we could have gone 2-0 up a bit earlier on. But obviously now we've got the City game. We'll have a quick look at the league table, how that's going. We are still destroying it at the top. 14 points clear of Middlesbrough, who are now second. Watford have dropped down to fourth. Player stats-wise, I'm sure none of our strikers are actually in the top 5, which is interesting. But Jordan Ibe's doing well for the assists. Grimaldo's still got the highest average rating in the league. And the most wins is Bart, Bellerin and Ezekiel. I think they've probably played all our league games, potentially. I'll have a quick look. Yeah, 20 wins. So they've taken part in all of them. So I can quickly show you the transfers now, actually, as well. What the players are like, because I've gone through there. So I brought in Bekir Bjarnason. He was scouted by one of the scouts. He's come in. He had a fantastic game against QPR. I think he got an 8.8 rating, which was his debut. He's got really good physical stats, a strong player, really a big presence in that midfield, which is what we need. He's heading. He's 6 foot, so quite a big guy as well. Passing is okay, and overall a really good player. His history, I'll show you. We only signed him for 240k, which is kind of a bargain. He's playing in Italy before that, putting in a decent shift in Serie B. But you know, it's a really good signing for cheap, and that's what I've kind of gone with this season. Fredrik Ulverstad young central midfielder. Again, really good stats for a young guy. His value's gone up straight away. A few other clubs abroad wanted to sign him too. A decent penalty taker as well, which is always good. Teamwork's good and okay physical stats. And he'll only improve anyway. Hopefully give him some game time. And Sergei Kornilenko, who is a striker. We kind of needed backup, especially with Dicko and Afobe injured for a while. But we got this guy for peanuts, really. He's 31. We got him for a few years, and obviously we'll probably just get his last few years out of him before he ends up retiring or going to a much smaller club. But he's a good player. He hasn't had the most prolific of careers, but last season, or the current season, he scored 17 18 in his current league, so we knew where the net was. And obviously he scored on his debut for us. His report card's really good too. He's got 4 stars, so that's positive. Dicko is wanted by 3 clubs. I'd rejected a bid from Ajax for him. I think it was for like 6 million. I do feel we can get closer to like 10. But, you know, Villa, Stoke and Swansea are still strongly interested in him. I think until after his injury, he won't leave, but he does want to go. So now we will go on to this FA Cup tie. We've got City in the 4th round. Their predicted lineup, oh, the big boys look like they may be playing. So we're going to have to give it our best shot. So Akimi is actually on international duty with Nigeria in the African Cup of Nations. So we'll start Kushak in goal. Hasn't had much game time. Bellerin at right back, who's been superb for us. And Alex Grimaldo, who's been even better at left back. Centre backs of Danny Bott and Richard Stearman. Our defensive midfielder will go with Nathan Aki on this occasion. And the central midfielders will start... This is a difficult decision. We'll probably start Lee Evans, who's been brilliant for us, and he's only going to improve. And we'll probably go with Kevin McDonald. Our wingers will go with Jordan Ibe and Ed Zekel, who's also been fantastic. And up front, we'll probably stick... Benik Afobe is fit, but his condition's pretty poor. We'll start with Sergei Kornilenko, and we'll see what the... I'm going to have a... under 21 goalkeeper on the bench just in case. We'll see what that comes up with. Just agreeing with that bench. Afobe, Doyle. So yep. That's a decent bench. I'm happy with that team as well. And hopefully we can go into this match and, you know, try and upset Man City at their own stomping ground. So they're 1-6 favourites to win. We're 10-1, but, you know, I'm positive we can cause an issue. Their team, Caballero in goal, Angelino, Mangala, Company and Zabaleta across the back, Silva, Milner, Fernando, Barca in the midfield, Aguero and Jovetic. Not too sure who he is. Brandon Barca is a youth player. Got some decent looking stats actually. Prefers the left hand side, but he's playing on the right hand side there. Subs Hart, Boyata, Nasri, Dzeko, Dilrosun, Facey and Ambrose. Thierry Ambrose is a really good player. But they've got a few stronger players and a few youth players there. But hopefully we can cause an upset. Aguero is going to be very, very difficult, and I feel he may be the turning point of this game. So off we go. We're kicking left to right on this game. They're kicking right to left. And they've got kick off and they're keeping possession early on in the game. We're going on now into the first 10 minutes of the game, and hopefully we can advance into the next round. The FA Cup's been quite kind to me this year on Football Manager as a whole, and my personal says as well with smaller clubs. But here's City. Grimaldo picks up quite well. Evans, and now maybe on the attack, but the big 6'1" striker can't quite get to it. I've got a bad feeling he's going to be really slow, Kornilenko. But here's Evans again. We're doing well with Jordan Ibe. We break in here. Jordan Ibe's still going. He's tried to find Kornilenko, but it's half cleared by City. We're keeping control of the ball. There's Jordan Ibe. Tried to find Kornilenko. It's fallen to Ezekiel, whose shot goes well wide. If you haven't already, guys, check out my first video on FM Scout as well. I'll drop a link to that in the description. It's just about how to set up and join a network gang, which you guys might be interested in, especially as summer's coming up and everyone's got a bit more time on their hands anyway. It's quite an interesting thing to do. But it looks like we're coming up to half-time, and yes, Aguero has been injured. Dzeko has come on, who's a superb replacement too, but their main striker's out and injured, and, you know, we've held them so far. We are playing very, very well. There was a chance. We've had the only real chance of the game. That's the only highlight of the whole game so far. And hopefully we can keep hold on to this. I don't know whether I'd want to replay. Obviously, I'd love to take City to a replay, but fitness-wise, I'm not sure whether it'd be worth it. Here's Aki though anyway. McDonald, are we going to get an early second half goal? Or will they get us on the break here? Jovetic on the right hand side and Stearman. Good tackle. Puts it out for a throw in. Or they put a good ball in, and I think Kuszak just stopped Dzeko from scoring a header there. Zabaleta. City will keep the attack alive. Nasri. And cleared out. Good start to the game. If you haven't already as well, check out my Maltese Challenge. A link to that is in the description. We're doing really well in the league so far on there, and going into the international qualifiers with Malta, which is going to be interesting in the next episode. But only 20 minutes to go, and we've maybe got an attack here. McDonald does well. Lee Evans, he probably should have shot. Here's Kornilenko, what a save. Caballero, I thought Kornilenko was going to get his second goal in as many games, but unfortunately he can't. What to do? I don't really want to bring off Kornilenko. I'll bring on Bjarnason as a central midfielder, and we'll keep it as that. So we're going into a corner here. It will be... is the tactic going to work? That's a question. It's going to be Grimaldo to take it. He'll play it short towards Zekel. To Bjarnason, the substitute. Can't quite get a good shot away. Grimaldo. Unfortunately there, Nasri clears up to Jovetic. Now they can get us on the break. Bellerin, good tackle. We've got away with that quite well. Another chance for us here. Wasn't a great throw-in, but we've kept the ball alive. Evans, who's been looking really good. There's Kornilenko. There's 1-0. He's offside. Oh, that would have been a really, really good goal for us. Sergio Kornilenko causing issues, the big man. But he was just offside, unfortunately. I don't really want to make any changes, though. Here's Zekel coming on. So we'll make some subs anyway. Probably bring on Saville for Evans. Evans has looked really good starting those attacks. And is it worth bringing on another forward? I may as well bring on Benekafobia. It's a bit of a gamble due to his condition, but for the last 5 minutes he's a bit quicker than Kornilenko anyway. Hopefully he can run that City defence a bit ragged. And we are in stoppage time, and there is a highlight. So Grimaldo brings it down here. Could be a chance for us, but Milner takes it off Bjarnason. Grimaldo wins it back. And now here's a Phobie on the attack. To Saville. Needs a little ball through. Ibe's touch was shocking. And Nasri can start a break for City here. Oh, great ball to Thierry Ambrose on the right-hand side. Into David Silva. Thierry Ambrose can upset us here. Kuszak makes a really good stop. And we are still alive in this FA Cup tie. Really good stop. There was Thierry Ambrose. Could have made a bit of a name for himself. But there we are, full time, 0-0. It was a really strong performance by us, and we did play really well. I thought maybe we could grab a goal, but unfortunately we couldn't do. Kornilenko looked decent at times, and Lee Evans really started the attacks well. Aki and Grimaldo were the strongest ratings on our team, but that was a really strong performance by us there. Very happy with that, 0-0. The Argentina boss was there, and the Belarus manager looking at Kornilenko. So, a really strong result that is. We've got the replay coming up in the start of February. Could do a live com of that actually. I probably will, may as well. We'll get these league games over and done with, and then we'll do the live com of that game, and we'll run through... Oh, February's a really long month actually. Yeah, we'll run through the rest of what happens in those league fixtures anyway. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure you check out all my other episodes going on. Everything will be in the description. And follow my Twitter, which is @DaveAsAPartyFM, also in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.